In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Shape tool. So, in your Tools bar, over near the bottom of it, there is our vector tools. Our vector tools are specific tools that make vector shapes, shapes that can be adjusted and changed because they are a computer equation as opposed to being a specific pixel kind of design, which are known as a raster shape. So that includes our type tool, our pen tool, our path selection tool, sometimes just called the selection tool, and our shape tool. We're going to focus on the shape tool today, and the shape tool comes in a variety of different sizes and shapes. There's the rectangle tool, the round rectangle tool, the ellipse tool, the polygon tool, the line tool, and the custom shape tool. All of these have the hotkey of U if you want to start learning the hotkeys. So when I select one, and I come to create my design, all I'm going to do is click and drag to create the shape that I want. Right now, we can see that my properties up at the top are set to make this look like a white thing. We can see that I'm creating a shape. My shape is a rectangle. It has a fill of white, which, because this is a vector tool and it's just a program as opposed to being the specific raster tool and creating pixels, I can go through and I can change the color to whatever color it is that I want, easily and fluidly by changing the fill. I can also change the stroke. The stroke is the line, and I can tell it that I want a darker brown line. Right now it has a pixel of 1, and I can tell it that I want that pixel to be a lot larger if I need it to be. I can also give it different kinds of lines, depending on what it is that I need, and if I want those corners rounded or a variety of different things. So that is the sum of our shape tool. It's a pretty simple and a pretty powerful tool. Right now, I set it to having an empty background, so I just made it a fill so that we can see through to a shape behind it. When I'm creating my shapes, we can see in my layers palette, I'm going to zoom in a little bit that you can see, it creates it as its own special layer. And every time I create a shape, you can see I added 3 more white shapes. It's going to add them as new layers. So, and that's because of very specialized things. So if you want to put these together, best thing to do is to go down to the bottom and put them into a group, and then rename that group into something that you will understand. If you want to change and alter these, say I want to erase part of this line, it doesn't quite work because it is a vector shape. So I'm going to go to my shape number 1. We're going to come over to my eraser tool, and you can see when I zoom in, my tool is a nil. I can't do anything. It says I have to rasterize it first. And if you click on it, you can go to rasterize, and that'll make it so that now it is a raster shape, but now it's no longer a vector shape. So when I try to select it with my vector tools, it doesn't know what I'm talking about. And we can see that its properties have changed over here. So be careful about what you want to do and how you change it, because having a vector tool can be pretty awesome. So I'm going to delete this old one, come over to this shape. And what's lovely about these is that they have anchors. We can see that each of these anchor points can be clicked on. And if I change my tool to other vector tools, such as the direct select tool, I'm going to change its color so it's easier for us to see. I can select individual anchors, and I can start changing it into different shapes. And it'll follow those because it's just like I said, a computer formula that's creating the shape. So this can be very helpful for moving and changing and altering something while still keeping a very clean, sharp edge. Last trick, and I'm going to delete each of these, is that when I'm creating shapes, I'm going to change my color so it's nice and easy to see. If I press Shift, it'll make perfect squares. See that I'm trying to drag it out to the edge, but it's making a square instead. This works for a variety of things, that if I'm trying a polygon, if I hold Shift, you can see that it's constrained it, so now it's not going to tilt so much. And so there we go. Some quick things to make your life a little bit easier when you're trying to use vector shapes.